Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review my top 10 3D Blu-rays of 2018. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, share with your friends. I put out videos every single day. You can also find me over at Twitter at Movie Guy 365. So here we are at the close of another year, and we've had some very good movies come out, and all formats, Blu-ray, 4K, 3D. But unfortunately, 3D is, while it was a niche market before, it's become even more so in the last couple years. They just don't make 3D TVs here in the States anymore. So, as a result, the movie studios are less inclined to release 3D in the Blu-ray format. It's a disappointing for us fans of the format. We enjoy it. I still love watching movies in 3D. I do it at least once a week. But, it's gotten to the point where, about 70% of what I get, I have to import from places like the UK or Italy or Spain, because they just don't release those movies here. There are still a few studios hanging on. Warner Brothers, Universal are the two major ones that still distribute 3D here. And, fans like us are very appreciative of that. And another good thing is when we import, we don't pay terribly too much more than we would pay here. Maybe about $5 more on average. It's not the end of the world, but I think it's a small price to pay for, keeping the format alive as best we can. So these are some of the movies that I have received this year that I feel are the best in the 3D format that we've gotten. So, let's dive right in. These aren't in any particular order. They're just, they're great ones. I don't feel like there was one really this year that was a blowout. It was like the best, but I would say all of these are good in their own right. And I do have a bunch more that are not included in this list, but these are the best I feel of the best. So, and also this does not speak to the quality of the film itself, because there are some real clunkers that just have great 3D, and that's just that's just the nature of things, So, we're gonna go right into the animated. Animation, I feel, is very strong in 3D for the most part. There were a couple releases this year, but this is the one I felt was the strongest. And I actually prefer watching this one over the 4K version. And that would be Disney Pixar's Coco. It looks great in 3D. It really does. It's very immersive. There are occasional pop-outs, but just the world itself just looks glorious in 3D. And it's a great movie. It tugs on the heartstrings. It's beautifully done by Disney and Pixar. But this was an import because Disney, of course, doesn't sell 3D here in the States anymore. But awesome. And it's got a really nice slipcover too for the 3D. It differentiates a bit from the one we got here in the States for the Blu-ray and 4K. And I like touches like that, actually. I like the variety. I don't like everything to be uniform. I like some just changes. But yeah, Coco is actually a very good movie. It has very good 3D, so it's worth checking out. The next one on my list it's definitely a good 3D. Of the three Marvel films, it's probably the weakest that were released as far as 3D formats. But it's still worth watching. I proudly own it. It's something I go back to. I've seen it multiple times this year, just all the time. And that's Black Panther. Some definite good immersive elements. A lot of the Wakanda scenery just looks gorgeous in a three-dimensional screen. It's a great movie. You should. Unfortunately, I had to import this one as well, but it's amazing. It's just a very good movie with good 3D. But unfortunately, it's not the best of the Marvel movies this year, which we'll get to in a moment. This one is also, this made another list of mine. Look for that list later today. And that would be the 4K 3D combo pack of Pacific Rim Uprising. Despite what I think of the movie, excellent 3D. It's worth it to watch it in 3D alone. It's good in the 4K format. As you can see, this is probably one of the few I own actually this year that did a duo. But yes, this was released here in the States. It was also released as a separate 3D release and a separate 4K and Blu-ray. So the 3D is very good in this. It looks very immersive, quite a few pop-outs, and it's worth it watching it. If I had to choose a format, this would be the 3D would be the format in this particular case. It's got a gorgeous 4K picture for those that are interested, but 3D I think wins out just a little bit, just because of how it fills you in the image of 3D. It's very good. This one made my top steelbook list, but I think it's a very good representation of what 3D can do. I alternate between this and the 4K format, and that is Avengers Infinity War. I love the steelbook cover, obviously, but the 3D image is excellent. It's from the scenes in space to the battles. Nothing doesn't work for me here. It's an amazing looking 3D picture, in my opinion. I feel strongest of the year in the Marvel movies. It looks great. It's my favorite movie. It's awesome. I can't speak enough. Definitely pick this one up. As I said, it's an import, but it's worth seeing in 3D. It really is. Another one this year from Marvel. The first movie made great use of the 3D. This one follows suit, although I feel it's a slightly weaker installment versus the first one. That is AntMan and the Wasp, another import. It looks great. I just did a video recently covering this, so you want to go ahead and check that one out. But yes, AntMan and the Wasp, excellent 3D. As you can imagine, when our characters shrink down to size, the world just opens up, and it looks fantastic. It's awesome. The quantum realm stuff is just spectacular. It's my favorite highlight. But yeah, definitely pick this one up. This one was a I kind of didn't know what to expect. I think that the 3D in it is good. It's very good. It's actually probably towards the bottom of my list, but where it really shines are when you're in the ocean and you're following the characters around, or you're just looking at what's going on. I would say the best use of 3D is the first 30 minutes. Easy. That is The Meg. It was sold here in the States. I feel was absolutely worth a pickup. Once again, supporting the format, but also it's a fun movie in its own right. It's good. It makes great use of the 3D. The shark is, yes, as big as you think it is, and I felt it's a very good picture. There's a lot to just take in and see, but yeah, I would recommend picking this up in 3D if at all possible. 4K looks great as well. This was another one of my favorite movies of 2018. The 3D is strong when it needs to be. That would be Ready Player One. It needs to be, everything in the Oasis is fantastic. Actually, it looks amazing. The car race near the beginning of the film is one of the highlights. It looks spectacular. There are other basically everything in the Oasis is fantastic. Everything in the real world, not so much. It's pretty flat. But I think just for the Oasis scenes alone, it's a stunning looking disc. It really puts you in there, and you really wish that we had one of those Oasis things going on in real life. But yeah, definitely worth the check out. Sold here in the States. You can still get it. But yeah, Ready Player One. Another film that, as anybody who's a fan of the channel knows, I'm a fan of giant monster movies. I love them, and they make for great 3D, and that would be Rampage. Great 3D image. I actually prefer to watch it this way as opposed to 4K, but both are good choices. You can't go wrong either way. But yeah, you're going to get that extra layer of just the city destruction, the creatures that when they reach their full height are just like, ugh. So yeah, definitely check out Rampage. It's a lot of fun in 3D. It was sold here in the States. So yeah, go ahead and get a copy. And this one was, I feel it was like a good movie. Well, not good, but it was okay. But once again, trying to support the format more than anything. But it does make good use of the 3D, and that would be Skyscraper. It's an okay movie. I feel the 4K, of course, is a better choice in this one. You would think because you're up high and everything like that. And while that does work, I feel like they missed a few opportunities here. And this was probably the weakest of my 10, but yeah, it's okay. It's really fine. Just check it out in 3D if you can. It's sold here in the United States. So, Skyscraper. And my last one is one that is one of my favorite movies of last year. It came out in 3D format this year, so it counts as a disc. And that would be Thor Ragnarok. I absolutely love watching this in 3D. I prefer watching this one in 3D as opposed to 4K. The 4K looks great, although I do feel like they missed a little bit of opportunity with HDR in that respect. It still looks fantastic though, but my preferred way to watch is this. Just the opening minutes, you will know why. It's just the 3D, it just sings throughout the whole disc. I don't feel there was any weakness at all in it. I might even put it on par with Avengers Infinity War as far as my favorite 3D presentation. It just looks great. It's unfortunately in an import, so you do have to get it from the UK or somewhere else. But yeah, the 3D is just fantastic in this. So absolutely. Yeah, so that's pretty much going to do it. Those were my top 3D picks of 2018. Leave in the comments below what you picked up in 3D. What were your favorite things you either saw at home or in the theater? You know, let's talk about it. So, you know, please leave your comments. So go ahead and hit that bell notification, share with your friends. Any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated. As always, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.